In this video, I'm going to give you a full step-by-step guide on everything you need to know to maximize your profits this Q4 as an Amazon seller. Q4 is by far the best time of the year for Amazon sellers. There's tons of big holidays. There's tons of insane consumer demand. Prices go through the roof. Competition goes down. And I want you fully prepared. Let's dive into a full Q4 Amazon seller guide to help you maximize your profits. Let's get right into it. So this is going to be everything you guys need to know to dominate Q4. So to start off, important dates you're going to need to know as an Amazon seller. So Q4 goes between October 1st and December 31st. It's the biggest time of the year for consumer spending. There's also a ton of holidays, which means there's tons of good sourcing as well as tons of really good time for selling. And just in general, it's the biggest time of the year and there's a lot of opportunity compressed into a small time frame. I want to make sure you guys are fully prepared, so make sure you watch this entire video and let us know any questions in the comments. Early October is going to be October Prime Day. This was October 11th and 12th of last year, I believe. It's probably going to be right around there. And basically what that is it's a big holiday Amazon has. So it's a great time for selling your FBA inventory, raising prices, taking advantage of increasing demand, but more importantly, every retailer runs a sale to compete with Amazon, which provides a ridiculous amount of good opportunity sourcing as well. Late October is going to have Halloween sales going on when Halloween kicks off for this year. It's kind of not like a huge holiday. There's not a ton of like insane sales. However, it definitely is going to be a good opportunity, and a lot of your favorite retailers are going to have big sales. About a week after that, however, there is a massive underrated holiday, or just kind of like a week or two, basically, and that's going to be in early November during the most underrated time of the year when early Black Friday sales are going on. Luckily, the American consumer loves to hear Black Friday. They love to hear sale. They buy stuff like nuts, and early Black Friday sales were ridiculously underrated this year in 2023. They were way better than 2022, so hopefully 2024 is very, very, very similar as well. It's also important to note that during this time, demand hasn't really gone crazy yet. So it's not really time to like merch fill everything, and everything, like in my opinion, makes sense during December. However, during this time frame, if an item is merch filled friendly and you can see other sellers making money on a merch filled, it probably makes sense to pursue and test it out merch filled. But for the most part, it's largely going to be FBA inventory right here. Important dates continued around like November 15th. So right as early Black Friday sales end, FBM season starts to kick off, and when most things start to become FBM friendly and you don't really have time to wait for inventory to check into the FBA warehouses. That's a huge mistake a lot of beginners make every year, is they FBA stuff on like November 25th or December 1st, and it ends up not checking in, so they miss the entire Q4 rush. Meanwhile, with merch filled, you could just sell those items the day they arrived and restock them really quick. So I'd say around like November 15th to 20th is when you want to slow down with your FBA shipments and start to primarily move over to FBM specifically right there. Now, important to note, guys, the Sunday before Thanksgiving is when Black Friday deals kick off. It's not on Black Friday. It's not on Thanksgiving night. It's like the Sunday or Monday before Black Friday. So you can actually order stuff during Black Friday sales the Sunday before Thanksgiving and get them in and actually sell them merch filled during Black Friday and then restock those items. And it just really kicks off the mania here. In general, Black Friday, Cyber Monday is the best sourcing of the entire year. It is a great time to test out small quantities of as many things as possible to reduce risk. The cool thing is, a lot of Black Friday deals, or just Christmas deals in general, continue going all throughout December. So a lot of people think, how am I going to source once the Black Friday deals end? The cool thing is that is not the case for a lot of websites, and a lot of websites will continue similar deals throughout December, and pricing goes up in the general market. So even if you were saving 20% during Black Friday and now during December you're only saving 10% using like an email coupon that they have, the market goes up way more than 10% on lots of items. So you can actually continue that right there. December 5th to the 20th is peak Q4 mania. If you are planning on taking any time off from your 9 to 5, if you have one, to take advantage of merch fill, this is when I would do it. The best days of the year are going to be when you have your best inventory in stock. However, those tend to be like December 10th to the 12th, just off my experience right there. I had like a 40K revenue day 1 year in December right there, which absolutely bonkers on December 10th right there. Late December, early January is like gift card season and the transition back to FBA primarily. But what December largely consists of is just a mad rush to keep your best FBM listings in stock as much as possible. Right here. Now, how to source for Q4. In my opinion, only focus on quick flips. Don't speculate. I've been burned by this. Keep it simple. Don't worry about what something did in the past. Only focus on what's profitable today. storefront stalking, otherwise known as reverse sourcing using SellerAmp to build a baseline, and then manual sourcing once you find your favorite websites. Another big mistake a lot of people make is switching to only toys instead of just doubling down on their winners, which makes a lot more sense, as well as manual sourcing unproven websites. Storefront stalk your way to find your favorites. Do not worry about doing manual sourcing because you don't really know if something's a good deal unless you've already made money on that specific site right there. So there's no need to go into the clearance section. Just focus on finding pre-vetted Amazon listings in other Amazon seller storefronts. Making items profitable is going to be a huge thing. So it's really important to note, guys, you don't really find stuff good, or rarely you will. And if you do find something that's just profitable at the average price, a lot of other sellers are probably going to find it too. Instead, you want to make items profitable using all the different discounting methods we can see here and combining them as much as possible. That's going to be Card Bear and Top Cash Back for discounted gift cards, using the Capital One Shopping and Coupon Birds, Retail Me Not, Rakuten free extensions to find coupons, taking advantage of rewards programs like Kohl's Cash or Rack Room Shoes or Dick's Sporting Goods Rewards is helpful too. Also, you can hunt down a lot of hidden coupons on Google or just asking customer service, which is a huge moat as well. Lots of websites have email account and text sign up coupons, which are really helpful too. And then also taking advantage of discounting mechanisms like cash back, tax exempt. It's a really good idea to have a reseller certificate for retail arbitrage and sometimes for online arbitrage. Walmart's a great example of that. Some websites have bulk programs. Some websites have subscribe and save, right? And you want to combine these as much as possible because most websites have at least one or two of these. And that's the difference in many cases between finding a lot of items profitable and finding basically no items profitable. Now, what to get ungated in? Many beginners want to divert attention away from buying profitable stuff to get ungated in random things they think will do well during Q4. Do not worry about that. In my opinion, instead, just get ungated in what you find profitable, right? If you need to do some ungates just to get going, just to kind of prove it works to you, I totally get that, right? Big toy brands, the toy category, and big shoes and clothing brands tend to do best. Everything that's giftable, you know what I mean, that you would expect. Seasonal groceries, another great example of that too. In general, though, the entire market is going to increase in price and demand. And most people don't really go hard with merch field, which makes December an even better opportunity because a lot of people will buy stuff during Black Friday and not FBM it. And they'll just wait till January to FBA it. And you can take those people's lunch money, FBMing those products quicker and taking advantage of peak seasonal demand, competition when it's really, really low, and pricing when it's absolutely through the roof right there as well. Now, FBM tips and tricks. The 0-day handling time in your shipping settings is a hack to get more buy box share. Some people that might have like 9 to 5 time constraints will even just do that during like Friday to Sunday. For example, do it as much as you can. It's not necessary. You're obviously going to build your own strategy. However, it can be really helpful in terms of just getting your account moving in the buy box algorithm. The nice thing is during December, demand is so high, you actually don't even really have to worry about that. I recommend charging free shipping for economy plus standard orders, and then something along the lines of $30 plus $1 per pound for next day, 2-day, and expedited shipping right there. Make sure to actually filter to the FBM numbers on SellerAmp as well and plug in the FBM cost, we're going to talk about in a sec, but most people don't actually run the FBM numbers in SellerAmp. You need to toggle down and filter it to FBM, not just subtract the FBM cost in SellerAmp. So when you see on the profit calculator, that's the FBA numbers. You can't just subtract the FBM shipping cost from the profit. Instead, you want to scroll down and toggle over to FBM and then put in the FBM cost, aka the shipping cost, and then you'll know the exact filters. Because when you do FBM, you don't pay FBA fees, but you do pay individual shipping. And when you do FBA, you do pay FBA fees, but you don't pay individual shipping. Both of those are based on size and weight. Right there. Listing items on multiple listings is very helpful as well. You just got to make sure it's the same item. Is a hack to get more sales and profits right there. These are the estimated FBM shipping costs they're going to put in for the FBM cost on SellerAmp for the FBM shipping. It's important to note, just buy whatever shipping is cheapest. Sometimes Amazon will seem really expensive. You can just use Pirate Ship in that case. That'll rarely happen, but it will sometimes happen. So make sure you screenshot this and eventually memorize this because SellerAmp's going to show you the weight. This is going to be the estimated shipping that correlates to that as well, my friends. FBM shipping supplies, nice and simple. Don't overthink this, guys. 9x12 and 12x15 poly mailers from Amazon in gray, or honestly, the color doesn't matter. Will do the job for most items. Boxes from Walmart or Uline tend to do best, like 14x10x12, 15x12x10, etc. Something along those lines. You know specifically what you sell. You can go see what size Walmart offers and Uline offers on their websites nice and easily. Just make sure to factor this into your cost and buy in bulk to save. Right there is really helpful too. right here. And overall, guys, who wins biggest? Sellers who do not speculate, who focus heavily on merch build, who do not worry about dates and simply execute. If the market's telling you something's great, do it. If it's October, but you can see a bunch of people making money on something FBM, test it out FBM. It doesn't hurt, right? Focus on what the data is showing you right there. In my opinion, from a risk reversal perspective, it only makes sense to buy heavy on something once it's already proven for you, right? So that's why test orders are so important, as well as just networking in the community and getting around other people on the same mission is going to be incredibly helpful as well. It's important to note, guys, now's the time to go hard. We're getting the best time of the year in about a month once Q4 kicks off, and we're here to help at SellerAmp. So if you guys have any questions, make sure to let us know down below. Make sure to be using those SellerAmp Google Sheets to get ready for Black Friday sourcing, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure you get a free trial on our website, selleramp.com, if you haven't already. See you guys later.